Hello everybody, Reggie Time here with a extra video this week. The reason I'm doing this today is number one, I've tagged way too many hands this week to cram all into one video next week, and number two, unfortunately the young man I support had an accident at home yesterday later in the evening, which means I'm not needed for work today, so I have some extra time on my hands, and I thought why not just use it to get through some of the hands that I've marked for review, and then we can take some more hands over the weekend for the actual weekly review thing next week. So, oh yeah, like, comment, all those things. Without further ado, let's get stuck into these hands. I don't think too many of them are going to be like particularly mind blowing in terms of like, oh god, this is really tough, because I just don't put myself in tough games, and I try not to get in tough spots. Hopefully there's going to be interesting hands or fun hands or what have you, and it's just me going over how I played, what I've done, and if I would do things differently in game. The reason why I'm particularly interested in doing this week is because frankly, I think I'm too old to mass table now. It's something I've been saying to Duesenberg, you Sky guys who know Duesenberg is. I've been saying to him for probably the best part of 2 or 3 years now, but I think I'm just not capable of producing anywhere near my best when I'm six tabling, when I'm getting anything more than, say, 350 hands to 400 hands per hour, anything more than that, and I drop very much into B game, maybe even C game. I miss spots. I just basically go into turtle mode, which, if you don't know what that is, Phil Galfond describes that as somebody who just plays too defensively, just waits for too many like easy spots, too defensive, doesn't embrace tough decisions, doesn't put himself out there, and that's kind of what I do when I play too many tables. And I turned 50 last week, and I think it's about time I instead of just saying that and thinking about that, time I actually did something about it and focused more on the quality of the games I'm playing, the quality of the tables I'm playing, the quality of the decisions I'm making, rather than just trying to mindlessly bash out volume, knowing at the end of the month, right, fine, my win rate will be lower, but I'll get the volume in and I'll get the money. So this week's been a good example of that, where I made money, but I don't feel I played close to well. So we're going to look at some of these hands, and then hopefully next week, when we look at the hands I play over the weekend, there'll be hands that I play with a lot more focus, and hopefully we'll see a higher quality of play from me. I'm not expecting to see a high quality of play in this video, in this hand review, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. So we have a limper here from a whatever. I've got him tagged as reg, but I mean, he's 29-17. He's open limping cut off. But then again, you got this guy in the big blind. Maybe you just want to play a pot with him with some like implied odds pretty hands that doesn't want to raise. I don't know, but this is just shit, obviously. We go to ISO to 7, which I think is fine. We get a call out of the 111 guy, and then this guy just folds. I'm like, right, okay. So you've got position on the pre-flop raiser, you got position on the 100/11 guy, but the hand you limped, you now don't want to call with it. It just makes no sense, but whatever. Anyway, we flop a set, and we're delighted. This guy's got like an incredibly high bet flop percentage over an incredibly small sample, but basically, he's just way too aggro on flops. He's playing 100 VPIP and he's betting the flop 88% of the time. I'm no expert statistician, but I'm going to imagine that some of the times he's betting, he hasn't got a very strong hand. So we check here with the intention of check raising against someone who's going to bet way too often. And he bets one big blind, which is like, yeah. If that's what he's doing to gain this percentage, just like betting one blind, and I don't know if that's what he was doing or not, then this becomes unreliable all of a sudden. Yeah, you can expect him to bet, but if he's going to do this, it's basically like checking, isn't it? Anyways, we do go with the raise, and we go with the giant raise. He three bets, and well, we're just all in, aren't we? There's nothing else to say about this. We just got a set against a whopper. And he had that, where we could have just done that a whole lot quicker by just getting it in pre, but he decided he wanted to click some more buttons for his money, and yeah, we dodged his out. On to the next hand, we have King King. We open under the gun, or middle position as it is. We get a cold call from whatever this is. Oh, I know this player. This player's really bad. Really, really bad. Um, I've got a very solid note on him, very solid read that basically when he bets, he barely folds. He massively overvalues made hands. Yeah, it's just really bad. If we look at his stats for bet fold to 2 bet 3 from 13 fold to check raise. I mean, the guy just, I mean, it's a small sample in terms of those actual numbers we just looked at, but basically the guy's a fucking 24 carat weapon. Then this guy calls on the big blind, whatever. We flop ourselves an overpair. Check. Check. Obviously betting here. Multi-way. It's hard to see anyone having 3x in range. Really, I mean, it can be out there. Ace 3 suited, King 3 suited, I guess. I mean, there's some 3x, but I'm really not very bothered about it. I think probably bet small here in theory, but in practice bet a bit bigger, just to get value from ace highs that might still call, like pocket pairs, 4s, 5s, 7s, 8s, things like that that didn't 3-bet, 9s, etc. Flush draws, just 2 random overcards, your backdoors. There's loads of stuff that we'll call bigger than 1/3 bet here. I think like standard here would just be bet like 1/3. I think we can go bigger and not be punished for it. Yeah, I go less than 1/3. This dude now raises, and given the read that we know where he overplays, medium strength made hands, I think we should probably just 3-bet here and get it in against this guy, given what I know now about him. But let's see what we did in game. We just called, turns an 8, and now he's just all in for 4x pot. Obviously, we're never folding this guy. Don't think he's going to play a 3x this way. Don't think he's going to play a full house this way. This just struck me very much as like he's either got a flush draw that he's just YOLOing with, or he's got some shitty medium pair. Maybe like 10s, jacks, something like that. Because he doesn't 3-bet very much. Only 3-bets 4%. Maybe he's got like 10s, jacks, something like that. Anyway, we have a crystal clear call against this player. And he just had pocket 9s because he is an absolute moron. 10-9 suited here. We have a fishy looking player raising middle position. He's only raising 10% now from this position. I think this should just be a fold. Of course, I go with the small 3-bet. Clearly just trying to isolate this guy who I think's bad, but he's got a 10% raised middle position. Probably shouldn't be in the pot. Probably shouldn't be continuing here from middle position with this hand against this particular player. But we did. He called. Flop ourselves top pair. He checks. He shouldn't have too many better hands here. I guess he can have like jacks and queens. Maybe some better 10x, but not very much. Yeah, I think we just have a pretty clear bet here. I go on the larger side. I go like just around half pot. I don't think I like that. I mean, we do need some protection against his like 2 overcards that he's raised cold. Do we like this? Can't be terrible. Don't really care. Don't know. I mean, we could argue going smaller. We could argue checking back sometimes, doing this. Does it really matter? It's a flop c-bet. It's not critical. He calls. Turn a diamond. He checks again. He's got 54 big blinds left. I mean, he can still have hands like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 6s maybe, although does he raise them? Middle position. I mean, I think you can make a pretty good case for just jamming here. We've got SPR. 1.5. We have top pair and a flush draw. Player that can definitely call with some worse hands. We can definitely deny some equity by jamming. You can definitely call with that. If he's got like king, jack of clubs, king, queen of clubs, ace, x of clubs, he's going to call there and be in pretty rough shape. I think I like jam. So I checked. I think if I was like playing fewer tables, I think this definitely would have been not like super high frequency jam, but I definitely would have found the jam. River, pretty much a break. He checks, and now we just have an easy value bet. Probably. What size do you want to go here? It looks like he's either got ace high that's missed or some kind of pocket pair. I think I like somewhere around 2/3 to 3/4 pot here. Get called. Happy days. Not happy days. Next one. 2 jacks. Aggro fish raises cutoff. Unreasonably aggro fish raises cutoff. Fish calls button. Fish calls here. It's squeeze time, isn't it? Just what size? I mean, there's a lot of money in this pot already. 3x call. Already 10 blinds in the pot. I think we want to be going somewhere in the region of 18 plus here. 20. Full fold. All in. No, call, whatever. Might not be very interesting, this one, but we do make a set, though, which is nice. And he had the queen 7 off, so that one didn't really stand a review, but pretty amusing nevertheless. Ace 10 offsuit. Reg raising button. Villain calling in the small blind. Very passive regular. Probably a squeeze spot, I imagine. Don't really want to be calling, do I, with ace 10 offsuit? This guy only opens 34% of buttons over a big sample, so his range isn't as wide as theory would dictate it to be. Very much like myself. But still, there's enough crap in this range. And there's definitely enough crap in this range. I think I prefer to see squeeze here. And if I was squeezing, I'd like to see up to around 12 bigs. Make it 10. That's too small. I guess. Well, I don't know what I guess. Well, I do. I do know what I was thinking. We need to be honest in these videos. My thoughts here when I did this would have been, we're going to fold to a 4-bet anyway. It's enough to like put pressure on his like really rubbish parts of his range, get him to fold, and then this guy can still come along against his size with some like dominated hands, some weak holdings, etc. So this was like very much squeeze because I know I'm folding to a 4-bet. Would it really make a difference if I made this 13 over 10 with his range that continues? It probably does, to be fair. Yeah, I think this is. I understand why I've done it, but I think it's definitely a mistake. Anyway, fold and call. Flop top pair. This guy checks. Pretty easy bet against a passive opponent. It's not like he's going to start probing turns wide if he probes 35%. So basically, that probe percentage is consistent with how often you imagine he's hit a pair of some description. So he's going to maybe probe his decent hands on the turn, but he's not going to start bluffing. That's what he's not going to do. His range is probably too small. It can't be terrible, but I think against a weaker player, fishy player, who's going to be in here with like the Jack 10s of the world, the Jack Queen suited, etc. I just don't think it's a sort of really good job of extracting value. I mean, yeah, he's going to have some better aces too because he 3-bets 1%. But he's going to have like a lot of like Jack X. He's going to have pocket queens. He's going to have, things like that. And we just call larger bets. I don't like this. This should be bigger against this player type. He calls. Turn 4 of clubs. Checks again. At least half pot here. Probably a little bit bigger. Not big enough again, Reg. He calls again. We river 2 pairs. He checks. And at this point, we're just all in, aren't we? We lose to basically ace-jack. Does this player probe rivers? Donk rivers very often. River donk. Naught from 69. So he definitely still has some strong hands in range, I guess. Maybe he's like king, queen. Does he check raise much? 2%. So I guess he's still got some traps in there, but I mean, we just got 2 pair. We're all in, aren't we? We're all in. And if he's got a hand like ace queen, he's never folding. Ace king, which you can definitely have. He 3-bets 1%. Ace king, never folding. So we just have a jam. He calls, and he had that, and fuck you. 2 aces. We are going to 3-bet this, of course. 10 big blinds. Cold call from this. Oh, I know this player. He is a truly I mean, he's a reg because he plays every day, multi-tables. I mean, look at the state of the cunt. 20/13. These are pre-flop raised by position first team. Just has a range of hands. I play these hands and it doesn't matter what positioning I fucking damn well play them. Then he plays really passively post flop. He nearly always has it when he bets the river. He is a disgrace. That's what he is. Anyways, he's just found the cold call. God knows what his fucking cold call 3-bet range looks like, but it ain't going to be fucking wide. This guy gets out the pot. And we flop ourselves top set, and we can only hope now that he's somehow got the last ace in the deck. Otherwise, we're just not getting on here. Don't think there's an awful lot of point of checking to this guy because he's just so fucking passive. If he's just got a hand like jacks or tens, he's just going to check back. He's probably going to fold them if we bet, but nevertheless, just bet into him, Reg. Please just bet into him, Reg. We do. He calls. Turn is a spade. I mean, I guess he can have some flushes. Ace X in particular. King Jack spades, maybe. But if he's got a flush, we got top set, then he's just going to get the money, isn't he? And I'm just going to hate my life. We bet again. He calls. River 3. We just jam and hope to fade the snap, but still get called by God knows what. He does call. And he had pocket queen. Remarkable. King 8 suited. Limp. ISO. Call. Flop top pair. Ignoring this. Yeah, it's a donk bet, but it isn't. It is, but when it's a donk bet, not a donk bet, when it's one big blind. Trivial raise. What size? Probably upwards of 2/3 pots. We better call, and that's 15, around 10ish, 12, whatever. Fine with that. He calls. Turn 3. Check. We got SPR 2. Anything above half pot's fine. Anything we bet half pot, he calls. That's going to put 80 in the pot. It's going to put 55 in his stack. It doesn't really matter. Anything around half pot. It's a bit bigger, but whatever. I'm really not bothered. We just got us setting up stack so we can comfortably jam river. That is a truly diabolical card. Truly diabolical. And now he just jams. Well, isn't this fucking fun? This guy's got a 71% river aggression bet percentage. So far, he's bet the river twice and not had the best hand. This is fucking disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting against this player type. I think we just have a fold. We just don't beat value. And the most obvious draw has got there. Well, both obvious draws, the straight and the flush get there. We don't beat any value. Yes, it's just a fold, isn't it? It's just a fold. Annoying, but just a fold. So I called like a fucking idiot. This is really bad for me, this call. This is really bad. Not happy about this. Turns out we did beat some value. I have fucking no clue what this is doing. Nah, just have no clue. No clue, no idea. Both players in this pot. Well, no, hang on. I think I played well until the river, then I think I butchered the river. He's just played bad every street. And we won the pot. It was just two absolute fucking morons ruffling around. King. 3x, 2 fish in the blinds. Call. Check. Theoretically, good range for big blind. It's a good board for big blinds range. In practice, fuck that. We've got an overpair and we've got a whale. Check min raise. Okay then. I just think we fast play this still. I mean, if we beat, we beat. I think we still just fast play this against this player type. So I called. Fuck me, I am shit when I am fucking playing too many tables. I am really shit. This should just be a fast play, and if he's got us, he's got us. So many worse hands that are going to continue putting money in here. I mean, just fuck off, Red. Shut up. Turn a set. Check. Bet and not fold, I guess. Fucking hell's bells, Reg. What sort of fucking mess are you, Reg? This is so fucking bad. Full house on the river. He bails it out by building the pot. We're obviously all in. He calls, whatever. And he had 6 deuce. Fucking hell's teeth. What the fuck am I watching here? Pocket jacks. Limp from Whopper. ISO. Fold. Call. Flop a set. Bet half pot. It's reasonable at this stack depth, this SPR. He calls. Turn 6. We have SPR 1.5. No, we have less than SPR 1 1/3. Could just go all in. Queen X isn't folding. 10-9 probably not folding against this villain type. If he's got the case jack not folding, just all in. Or we could just put him on the payment plan and go 1/3 and shove river. Doesn't really matter. We chose that size. He calls. All in. He calls. And he just decided deuces were good. Yeah. And I haven't been winning that healthily in these games this week. Limp. ISO from whale. 3 bets. Cold call. Call. All in. I mean, it's a fucking rough spot, isn't it? It's a fucking rough spot. Jesus Christ. What is going on here? Legitimately do not remember this hand. Maybe I just wiped it from my fucking memory bank because something bad's about to happen. What a fucking spot this is. I just think there's just too much dead money in here. Yeah, he's going to have like aces, kings, queens a lot. But, you know, he just has ace, king, 2 probably, and there's this extra dead money in, and he's a whale. In she goes. This person comes along just for the why nots. And flop a set. And river a boat, so we're probably going to win the pot. 2 9s. 2 queens. And we dragged a big one, getting it in as a significant underdog. Well played, Reg. Well played. Queen. Open. 3 bet from someone playing 28-18. I mean, how do you tag these fucking players? I just don't know. Are they fish? Yeah, but they're not. But they're tight fish, aren't they? But they have the same tag as my, like, shit type reg start. We need more colours. That's what we need. We don't have enough colours here. We need more colours. Because that's my half decent reg. Fish, whale. Don't really use that one. So I guess we could start using that one. Short stack cunt. Aggro motherfucker. Very good reg. And shit reg. Whatever. He is what he is. We've got 2 queens. He 3-bets 4% for the love of fucking God. But he has 3-bet with Jack 10 suited once, apparently. And, like, I mean, you got a 3-bet of 4%. But, excuse me, you're buying the ace jack off and the Jack 10 suited. I just don't fucking know. Do we want to get it in against this player type? Probably not. Call. Half pot. Call. Half pot. Call. Now his bluffs get there with his ace high bluffs. All in. This is depressing, isn't it? It's all very depressing. Because now we've probably just been sucked out on by a fucking shit stain. Or maybe this would have saved us because he just has pocket aces rather than ace king. I remember this hand, it was very annoying. I folded. And let's just say no more about it. Ace king, limp, limp, big ISO, please, Reg. Not big enough, but it'll do. Call, cold call, and then the 2 limpers fold. Because why not? Flop monstrously well. Blocking calls, theoretically. Well, yeah, it's blocking calls. Don't know why I did theoretically there. And not too asked about playing theoretically well against a 37/6 who just calls 10 bigs, to be honest with you. But we do block calls, so we probably can't bet too big here. So I bet over half pot. Call. Turn 9. SPR 1.5. Again, could just go all in. Could just put him on the payment plan. Don't really care. We put him on the payment plan. He jams. Right, okay. If you got a 9, good for you. What 9x in the cold call range? Who knows? 10-9 suited, pocket 9s. Why would pocket 9s jam? I don't fucking know. But we're clearly not folding as my fucking vape juice dribbles down my fucking thumb in a slightly erotic way. I'm very sorry you went to hear me say that. Anyway, yeah, we call it off. And the dude just had pocket 8s. I mean, you what, mate? I just don't understand. I do not understand. Ace Queen. Post and complete. That's a strong range if ever I saw one. ISO range. Oh, I remember this cunt. This was from last night. He was really, really fucking annoying. He was like, as you can see by his stats, he's an aggro tosser, but shit. But he was quite annoying. We go with the 3-bet. And this is just way too small. I guess I was just like 3-bet in this size because I'm just folding to a 4-bet. But Andy starts a bit shallower. I don't fucking know. Make all the excuses in the world. This should probably be a bit bigger. He calls. Pop ourselves an ace. Just bet till all the money goes in. Why have I done that? Why have I done that against a fucking fish? Stop doing this shit against fish, Reg. You got a good hand. Just fucking bet sizable and let them worry about what they're fucking calling with. This fuck off, Reg. Call. I mean, Reg. And the guy just had Queen 7 because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you just have Queen 7? Same fucking asshole again. We squeeze. Cold call. Fold, fold. Flop a gut shot, 2 overcards, backdoor flush draw. SPR 0.5, we're all in. Well, we're all in for 14 bigs. He calls. We don't get there. He has 7-9 off. Quite remarkable. Ace King, 3x. Cold call. This is the same table again. Cold call. Flop top pair. Donk. Raise. Okay. Oh, hang on. I'm misreading who this player is. This player isn't the player I thought it was described in the previous hand. This is the moron who overvalues made hands. Because I remember this hand specifically. He's just too aggro with made hands, etc. We call fold. Turn 5, good card. He bets. We call. River 8. He's all in. Oh, he's not all in. I thought he was all in when I played this hand last night. Obviously, we're not folding. If he's got 2 pairs, then good for him. And he just had the 10 jacks suited. How am I not winning more in these games this week? I don't know why, Reg, because you play like a fucking idiot sometimes. Open pocket 10s. Min 3-bet. This hand was actually from this morning. I remember it well. Wilman calls. He was an absolute fucking nut job, as you can see. 94/62. We get an asshole of a flop. Check. Bets half pot. We just can't fold here against this guy. He's just too aggro. He's just too shit. We have a flush draw. We have a mid hand. We call. Turn 3. Check. He checks back. Don't think he's got an ace anymore. I think this sort of player just continues betting their ace out of terror that they don't want to get sucked out on. River 4. We check again. He now goes all in. I don't think we can fold here. Don't think he's betting a jack. Don't think he checks back an ace on the turn. His range is full of absolute dog shit, like king, queen, with a diamond, maybe stuff like that. Who knows? It's not a fun spot, but we just can't fold to these sort of players. We call. He had queen 4 offsuit. King jack. Open from a weird player. We 3-bet ISO. Should be a little bit bigger maybe, but probably due to stack depth, this is fine. He calls. We flop top pair. He just donks all in. I'm like, okay, I guess we call. And he had queen 7 offsuit. And that's it. So, look at all those nice big juicy pots I've won. Isn't it wonderful? But this is my actual graph for the week in those games. I played some other games too on Party Poker. But this is my actual graph for the week in those games. Fucking diabolical. Considering how many donations I've had. Don't get me wrong, there's been 3 times that I didn't bother showing the hands where I ran, I think, kings into aces twice, I think. In spots where I think it was like limp, I ISO big, nit, 3 bets. So I think we're like limp, I made it 8, nit makes it 27. I'm like, right, that's just aces, but I'm all in. I think I ran kings, and queens into aces in the same spot every time where limp, big ISO, 3-bet from nit. And I just don't. And every time, all 3 times, you had aces. So that would have been a kind of some of these kind of unavoidable coolers, I guess. But nevertheless, you know, if you got a massive nit in the pot and you ISO a limper to 8 bigs and a massive nit makes it 27, you could probably get away from queens, I imagine. Not kings, though. Not kings, even though you want to. So that's my graph for the week in these games. This is my graph for the week in all stakes played so far. We played 11,000 hands, pretty decent volume for reg tables. So that's been a little bit of fast fold in there. But yeah, it's been okay. Made 150 so far, which is, you know, decent. You know, if I make €150 a week, I'm pretty happy with that. But the manner in which I've done it, it's not been good. It has not been good at all. I think I'm just playing too many hands per hour for what my brain can deal with now. When I play the correct amount of tables and I'm able to think straight, I play very well. I do well. I understand my strategy, I understand what I'm trying to do against certain villain types, and I just execute pretty well. When I play 6 tables, which is the equivalent of playing like 550 to 600 hands per hour, my brain's just going to mush. I think I'm just too old to do that now. I was speaking to um, another player that Sky plays with, Waller or two, yesterday, because he's not having the best of months. Um, and yeah, I actually ran my entire sample through Hold'em Manager, which I don't really use anymore, to see like what my stats are like in different game conditions. And if I'm playing like 4 tables or less, that's where my win rate is best. I'm winning at like 9 big blinds per 100. If I'm playing at tables with 4 or more players, I'm winning at like 9 blinds per 100. My win rate drops off when I play more tables and I play short-handed, and that's what I've been doing quite a lot recently, like playing 6 tables, and some of the tables have been 3-handed. And I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to do that. Clearly not. My win rate, under those conditions, my win rate drops to 5 big blinds 100 when 6 tabling, and drops to, if I'm playing 3-handed, my win rate drops to it's barely above break even, like 1 big blind 100. I'm a bad short-handed player. No two ways about it. I am just bad short-handed, and I know why. I'm not aggressive enough. I don't find the thin value. I don't find the bluffs. I'm just not aggressive enough. I don't play wide enough ranges, and I don't play them very well. So the idea going forward is to play fewer tables, never play more than 4 tables, even when the lobby's saturated with fish, just stick to 4 tables. And then when we drop to 3-handed, unless there's a very good reason to stay, and by that I mean an absolute fucking whopper, just leave, because my win rate just isn't good. Whether I like it or not, it's just not good. And yeah, could I improve? Could I do a lot of study in that area? Probably. Can I be bothered to? Well, I could be bothered to, I guess, but I just don't. I just don't enjoy playing short-handed. Basically, that's the bottom line. Don't enjoy doing it. I'm an old man coffee. I want to be in situations where I feel comfortable. I don't like going out of my comfort zone. Is that a bit weak mentally? Probably yes, but I'm a semi-serious reg slash wreck. I don't know. I'm good at what I do, and I know what I'm bad at. And the problem is sometimes I do things too often that I'm bad at, and I waste a lot of hours doing it. So yeah, over the weekend we're not going to play more than 4 tables. We're not going to play 3-handed unless really there's a massive whale I don't want to quit. And hopefully we can just start showing a little bit more consistency than we've shown this week. There's way too many down spikes here. Some of which are unavoidable, some of which are entirely avoidable. I've got away with it this week. We've won 7.5 buy-ins in 12,000 hands. So the win rate isn't fucking great, but we've made money at least. But have I performed anywhere near my best? Not even close. And that's what I'm going to try and do over the weekend, and hopefully continue going forward. Just focus on performance over volume. I know I said the other week that maybe just like sacrifice some weight for volume. I can't do that anymore. I used to be able to do it and still win at a decent win rate. I think I'm just too old now. So yeah, there we go. Enjoy your weekend, everybody, and we'll be back on Monday or Tuesday with hands from the weekend. Play well, run well, except if you're somehow playing against me, then do the opposite. And yeah, we'll see you again next week sometime. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye for now.